Good morning. Happy Sunday morning. It's John again, playing Immaculate Grid, going for low time, low rarity score. Coming off a decent run yesterday where I played grid number 61 and did pretty well there, I think. And then let's see, on the daily grid, I think I was in the was 13 or so on the no teams grid for my rarity score. I was 60 on the timed grid and just around a minute, I think. Um, so just kind of all over the place. It does humble me how much better some of you in the comments are than me. Maybe you guys should be making these videos. But on that note, if there's anything else you want to see from these videos, reach out, comment on Twitter, comment on these videos. I'm trying to think of different things that I can start doing. What I don't want to do is be derivative of someone else, but if there's other things you'd like to see here, I'm all ears. So on that note, I'm going to start sharing my screen. Happy Mother's Day, by the way, to all the mothers out there. I just did it's my wife's first Mother's Day, so yeah, we did. I went and got the flowers, got the balloon, got the card. Hopefully I checked all the right boxes and we'll do something today. But thank you to all the moms out there who go through so much for all of us. So anyway, let's play doing that. Hit and go. Play. And happy Mother's Day to my mom, because I know she watches these videos. All right, I'm gonna get into it. Let's see here. Who's a good one here? Saxon. I waste too much time on that. Surhoff. Contreras, get the right one. Playing left field. How do we feel about and Nelson Cruz play left field? All right, I'm just gonna go over here. I'm not gonna get this in under a minute, am I? Wasted so much time. I didn't waste time. I wanted to say hi to my mom, so on Mother's Day. All right. Oh, that's gonna be an interesting one. Ooh, and I could have used Surhoff there. Let's see. Nelson Cruz work for either of these? I think Frank Robinson will work. Cool. Left field. Jose Cruz Jr. Ooh, I should have held on to that one. And then someone who's played left field and catcher. Steve Lyons has played both positions. Goes sub one. That took way too long. 128 rarity score. I want to say Bullet Rogan might work. I know he played center field. I'd hold on to that one. I don't know why that threw me off so much. I'm trying to think of like Mariners left fielders. Ibianez would have been a good one to go with. Al Martin would have been all right one to go with. Glenn Allen Hill, I think, played a little left field for the Mariners. There's options. I don't know why I didn't just pull more of a trigger. 16% on BJ Surhoff. What are some of the highest ones here? Corbin Burns leading the way. That makes sense. Saxon leading the way here. Contreras leading the way there. So I got two of the highest ones. Anderson up here at 12% and Buhner at 21%. But they were both not left fielders. That's why that surprises me. And I had the highest ones over here. So I had the highest ones for like five of these. Barra makes sense. He would be there for this one because he actually legitimately was playing left field most days by the early 60s once Elston Howard was there. So I think there's a period there where your outfield for the Yankees is Yogi Berra in left, Mickey Mantle in center, and Roger Maris in right, with Elston Howard behind the plate. So that one makes a fair degree of sense. I think be interesting if Bullet Rogan works. Surhoff, of course, would also work. But he's who I went with there. So all right, let's do a stop share. And let's reshare that one. And get rid of that. And now we take a little bit more of a controlled approach. Let's start with Mark Newfield. Ooh, Gorman Thomas would work too. one. Show me Glen Allen Hill. So what a good look. What a good look. Loving it. All right. Hall of Famers for the Mariners. Um, my entering arguments would be Gossage and Perry both played for the Mariners. And then you have Griffey and Edgar Martinez. Ichiro's not in yet, so that could be a little bit of a red herring. A-Rod's obviously not in. I don't know if it's obvious, but steroid guys. So, I'm trying to think of anyone else who just kind of popped into Seattle. But I mean, I'm thinking of like there's obscure-ish brief Seattle players like Vince Coleman and Andy Bennis, but as far as Hall of Famers go, um, I didn't even see how many there were there. I think I'm gonna go with Gossage. Gaylord Perry did get his 300th win with Seattle, so I think that's enough to make me not want to go with that one. So I'm gonna go with and Randy Johnson works too. I'm gonna go Gossage. 3%. I think that's about as good as I was gonna do there. Now for the Orioles, I think you want to go with probably want to go with a St. Louis Brown. Did not have a very illustrious history. You get George Sisler, he'll work. Rogers Hornsby played a few seasons with the Browns. I can't remember. Is Mickey Vernon in the Hall of Fame? I can't remember. I'm not gonna go with him. Get let's see what other people stopped in for a little bit. This is not an Al Simmons combo. Uh, I'll go Heimanish. I know he works. Go sub one. He also I think would work over here. Who else would work? Albert Bell maybe, but he was playing at the same time as Surhoff. I think Bell was actually playing right field when he was with the Orioles for the most part. So don't have a ton of confidence in that one. Actually, over here, why don't we go with Bill Hall? I love Bill Hall. Go sub one. Got a signed rookie card from Bill Hall. All around good guy. I've talked before about how much I like Bill Hall. Over here, I think I'm gonna go with Brewers' third string catcher in 1997, who was then went over to he had a long career. What about actually Bobby Hughes? Let's go Bobby Hughes, actually. He really only played those 2 years. Okay. Yeah, that's a nice rarity score. Played catcher and is in the Hall of Fame. I know Bullet Rogan played exactly one game over there. All right. So for played left field and played catcher, we could go Cap Anson. Um, Another good one would be Brian Downing. But yeah, if we're trying to get someone, you know who will work is Todd Hundley. This is more of an intellectual curiosity. I want to see how many people remember how bad Todd Hundley was at left field. And so this probably won't be, this is not going to be the rarest one, but I want to see how many people remember it because if you'll recall, or you might not recall if you're a younger fan, this was the 1998 season. The Mets had traded for Mike Piazza. Piazza had come from the Dodgers to the Marlins for a week, and then the Mets traded to acquire Mike Piazza. I think Preston Wilson was involved in that trade. Um, Todd Hundley was injured at this point to start the season. He'd come off a couple seasons where he'd hit, I think, 41 home runs in the 1996 season and 30-ish in the 97 season. So he's like, a pretty prominent player. Obviously, there's no DH in the National League at this point in time. They have Piazza. Hundley comes back, around midway through the year, and they're just like, well, this is a pretty powerful hitter. Let's try to get him some ABs. I don't remember what was going on with Bernard Gilkey at this point. I think he was still on the Mets, but they, put Hundley out in left field, and he was atrocious. He he was biffing balls left and right. Which, what do you expect? He was a catcher. As a catcher, they just tried to shove him out in left field, and it was a failed experiment. So I want to see how many people remember that failed experiment. 3%. Okay. That was more of an intellectual curiosity for me. I think Cap Anson would have been better. I wonder if does Rogan work? I usually don't do this mid video, but scroll down because he played multiple positions because he was incredible. Yes, Rogan would have worked. I had him as more of a center fielder when he wasn't pitching, but man, he hits just about every position. I want to say except shortstop. He does not work for shortstop. I think I've messed that up before. All right. I do think I recall seeing that Sisler played all over the place. Let's see how that does. 0.4. So take a rarity score of 7. About half of that coming with the Todd Hundley pick, but I was very interested to see what and I mean, him being a New York guy, I think a lot of people remember that. So anyway, thank you so much for playing along. Once again, happy Mother's Day to my mom, to my wife, and to all the mothers out there. Thank you for everything you do for us. Oh, and I played Bill Hall, who hit that famous in 2006. He hit a Mother's Day walk-off home run with a pink bat. Pretty semi-iconic moment from the dark days of early 2000s or mid 2000s Brewer baseball. Really, all of the entire era from 1993 to 2006 was pretty dark. So I guess it was the tail end of the dark days. But anyway, thank you so much for playing, and you all have a fantastic Sunday and Mother's Day. Peace.